It's Friday. Partying, partying. It's Friday, Friday. It's partying, partying.
Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the Commander Smiths at patreon.com. Ooh, welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
Partying, party.
I'm Adam Smith.
I'm Lowry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Hey, guess what?
It's Friday.
I have to cut it off so we don't get it. Yeah, it's a special
It's Friday.
Friday episode. I'm sure
Right.
Renshai is really gonna love this.
He's probably gone now.
Yeah. We are episode 280, and we're doing a special Friday episode because it's vacation month. We are hitting July, and both of us are going on. You're going on vacation. You're going out of town for a couple days, and then just
I
kind
get
of
back, and then there's 2-day overlap.
yeah, and then
So we'll be recording again next Friday.
So get ready for this next Friday.
It's Friday. Partying, partying.
And then you're gone for 10, 11 days.
Yeah. So then we're recording next Friday, and I think we're gonna either do Saturday or Sunday, but I think we're gonna try to do Saturday. So back to back.
Probably Saturday. I
Yeah.
agree.
So the difference with next week is we'll do the Friday. The Friday cast will go out and do the normal stuff. You know, everything's always going to post on Wednesday for the audio. So if everybody's listening audio wise, you're going to be fine. And your schedule's not going to be different. But if you want to see it live, Friday we'll do that, and then it'll be posted. You'll be able to see that. Saturdays we'll post. You'll see, or you'll be there live. If you're there for it live, you'll get to see it. But then it'll disappear until the next week. So yeah, like Lowry's. I don't know why that makes me laugh. That was a good impression of it disappearing. Right? He said this podcast sucks.
Just angry.
So yeah, if you guys want to catch, so we got next Friday and then next Saturday. Saturdays will disappear, so be there for the live function there. Should be good. Something happened since we last
Like
cast,
today that we found out.
Yes. It has been found. The One Ring. Oh wait, I should probably play
The one of one ring.
Should I play the Gandalf button? I mean, that kind of fits, doesn't it? I mean,
Maybe.
In the common tongue, it says one
ring,
to rule them all.
ring.
To fight them,
Right.
Spec.
And it was
to bring them all.
up in Canada
Yeah,
where it was found.
we got some Canadian listeners. We got some Canadian Discord members.
Right.
They could have
Go
been.
find them.
Yeah,
find 'em.
maybe they have it. Maybe they're the ones.
No.
Because the
I know, that'd
identity
be sweet.
has
That'd
not
be
been revealed,
sweet.
right? It is.
No, we do not know
yeah,
that.
no identity there. They're
But
taking
congrats
offers.
to that person. Fantastic, life-changing stuff right there.
For
Don't fuck it up.
Yeah. And we talked about this as we met up yesterday. I'm actually glad that it happened this way, because if all the speculation was going down that it was going to happen at a Magic Fest or a Magic event, or even if it came in the bundles, the special bundles, not the ones that are already out,
Yeah.
that just feels like there's something that could have gone like that meant that everybody that bought boxes early had no chance. And so if that would have happened, it would have been like, well, you totally seeded this. Like there's some issues I feel like could have happened there. So I'm actually happy on that end that, okay, we're out of that. It isn't like necessarily a seeded thing. It might have still been somehow seeded. I don't think so, but it's not the obvious like, hey, it's at a Magic Fest event. You should come to these more because
I'm glad it was just some rando.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I know.
Yeah. So what is Canada gets 1 of 1 ring and free healthcare? Sounds like some bullshit. Jeff.
It is some bullshit. It is some bullshit.
So in light of the ring being found, we already had this episode planned. So it kind of fits, but what are we doing for the episode today, Larry? For
we're just gonna go over some cards that we are targeting. I didn't want to step on Rebecca.
Oh no, I was
Black's
just trying to do your
All right.
partying over that.
Yeah, partying.
Friday.
What? I'm Larry Smith and I like to party.
You can't. I'm the one that likes to party. You need to find something else. You can't. I'm the one that likes to party.
We both like to party, and that's okay. God, that movie's good. Hot Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we want to talk about the box stoppers, every single one of them, if we like them or not, and then a handful of specs from the regular set. There's gonna be 20, 25 cards, so we're gonna be probably going fast unless we want it to be a 2-hour cast. Whatever. That's fine.
It is a no shot Malort night because Lowry has to get up early and drive quite a bit. So
I have a 7-8 hour drive ahead of me with 2 kids and no mom next to me. So I'm not gonna get
slammered.
Yeah.
So
but I am having a podcast. I like how I did this. It's a Guinness. I'm drinking Guinness that Ted left behind, so he's sponsoring my episode.
I like how you said
today.
I am having a podcast. You didn't say I'm having a beer. I am having a podcast. Is that what it is for drinking?
I meant to say beer. I said Guinness.
No, you said I am having a podcast, and then you said I'm having a Guinness after that. You were
for the podcast.
There
I am
go.
being sponsored by Guinness from.
I want to call my drinks now a podcast. I'll take a podcast.
A podcast. You want a podcast? That's a good way to not sound alcoholic.
Yeah. My wife only drinks on the nights. She's like, "Oh, it's podcast night. I get to drink too." So it's like a little benefit to her because she knows that I
want a little mixed podcast or what?
Just a straight pod. Oh, that sounded really bad. No, I didn't mean a straight podcast. I was gonna say straight, liquor drink, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I mean it would.
What are you drinking? Let me.
We're cousins. I already said I'm having Guinness. What are you having?
I have the one that's in my cup right now is that Muni one from last week, and then also or on Monday, and then the next one, since it is a non-Malort day or podcast, I'm gonna go with a little stronger one on my next one. So that's that Belgian style blonde ale, the 9.5% alcohol, the Gnome Gang. It's an gnome. Isn't it no?
Oh, Nomagang.
Nomagang?
I'm assuming it's made by Omegang and some other company, right?
Yep.
That's right.
That is the one that's coming up next. So yeah, that is there. So we already went over the live stuff. We were gonna kind of
we got staple verses again.
Oh, we do.
No Savant. We're not doing Savant until the end of July. Just because the schedule is so wonky.
Yeah. So
we don't need to.
It'll be a little tough.
I'm on a losing streak too. But staple versus tonight is going to be Fable of the Mirror Breaker versus Smuggler's Share.
Boo.
Why? Why would we? What does that mean?
Boo. I'm a ghost.
I have Smuggler's Share.
I'm a ghost.
It's the better card, which is quite easy to tell.
Yeah.
Over Fable of the Mirror Breaker.
One of the best red cards ever made. It's fantastic. You'll see.
I've seen the card. I don't.
It's pretty sweet.
Whew.
It's pretty sweet. Every single red deck I have it in. Every deck that has red in it, even if it's a 5-color, Fable of Mirror Breaker. Anyways, we're not getting into that now. We're gonna get to that in a little bit. We'll get to that later. Okay, so let's get to things because I don't know how long this is going to be because we have a lot of stuff to kind of talk about.
A lot of cards.
A lot of cards to go over and preview here. So let's get to some tags because you know what? We haven't done this for a long time because I think before SmithCon is when we had our last patron. And this week we have 3.
Oh, yeah.
We had the podcast on Monday. So in 4 days, we have 3 new patrons here. So
We do.
new patrons, Parker Hill, Noah Carlson, and Jonathan Hall.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for becoming patrons.
Thank you so much.
That you guys can become patrons just like these guys by donating $1 or more gets you into the Discord. $5 or more gets you proxies. The proxies this month. I just posted those today, by the way. If you don't have a soul ring, you weren't lucky enough like some fellow Discord members, Quinn, and who else got one? Cole.
And
It's Quinn
and
Cole.
Guy. Guy got one too,
Did he
right?
too?
Yeah, so-
well, you all
yeah,
3 get
right.
this.
Good for you.
You get 3 of them right there for all 3 of you. But if you weren't so lucky to pull one of those rings, this month's proxies were the 3 soul rings. So it was the humans, the dwarves, and the elves, and the 1 ring, all in the soul ring with the elvish writing. And you know what? This is kind of nice. The Fable of the Mirror Breaker token. Oh,
Those are because how much is the token?
I have no idea. I only have
Nobody
one
wants to spend like $20 on a token.
I know, so you get the proxy of it.
Just get a proxy.
And it's
spend
Wombo art.
$5 to become a patron.
Right, exactly. But it's Wombo art, so it's original AI art that took me probably 30, 40 minutes to figure out. You know, you have to keep generating the art, and you're like, I don't like that. Let's add a different word. Let's generate this. So it's a pretty sweet token. So I'm pretty happy with all that. So yeah, that's if you become a patron. You get potentially, if you want to pick those out, proxies and all that fun stuff. The other way to financially support the show is to donate on the live stuff right here, right now, like we're talking. You could normally give us Malort shots, but not tonight. If you did donate right now, we would save it for other podcasts. So if you donate on a shot, because we normally have 3 shots as our max. Sometimes if we're feeling good, 4 shots, we've hit that. But 3 is normally our max.
It's been a while.
And we've had when we first really started bringing Malort into it, we had like months saved up of everybody kept buying more and more shots. So
Yeah.
if you bought shots now, it would go into the next week. But that is the financially also to support the show while also torturing us at the same time. There is also like jelly beans, the hot beans, the Bean Boozled stuff. For other live, anytime we're live, you basically can donate, and that supports us. Even though it's torturing us, it's also supporting us as well. The other way to support the show is to subscribe to YouTube. That is free for you guys, but it also helps us out kind of a little bit financially, a fraction of a penny for every video you guys watch. So if you can, and you're listening to the podcast and you're like, oh, well, I could watch this on YouTube, pull it up on YouTube because that helps us out as well. We have tons of videos that go
At the
out.
same time, sync it up.
Yeah. Try to line it up like you're
It's not. It wouldn't be perfect either way.
lining
different audios.
Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, but lining the audio up like the Wizard of Oz thing, you know, lining up the roar with Pink Floyd kind of thing. Anyways, but there's lots of videos that go out. We had a ton last week. We don't have a ton this week because of vacation stuff, but we do have curated MTG that happens twice a week. And what was your curated MTG as of today? Lau, you posted
Today's was Chief Engineer. It is a blue creature that gives your artifacts convoke.
And doesn't it have
And so-
hexproof? Is it hexproof too?
No,
Or no
hexproof. No.
Is that
No,
that
no,
one where it looks
but-
like he's like standing on the platform kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's promo art that I have in the short video, and that looks gorgeous in person. It just does. It's cheap. It's cheap. If you didn't know it existed, go get it. It's under 5. I want to say the promo wise. And
Good for you.
I don't think that's appropriate for like a under $5 card, but it's really cool. It and I built the Saint Traft and Rem deck, which is a Convoke deck, and I'm
Oh, good for you.
I don't know if that's good for you
If
either.
you-
maybe a cool
you-
story, bro.
oh
But
yeah, I could do that one.
Cool story,
But-
bro.
no, you already used your button on. So basically, Convoke is better than you think, or better than I thought. You know, maybe there's plenty of better Commander players out there than I am. But it's a fun deck, and I still want to highlight some of the Convoke cards that go in there. And Chief Engineer is really cool, but it's also fantastic in like a Layla, because you cast an artifact, get a creature, which can tap to convoke more artifacts, and so it's always like creating mana for you as well. It's a cool card. Check it out.
Sweet.
Check
Yeah,
out
so
the
the
curated.
biggest thing with those is they're shorts. You need to watch them, give them a like, watch them all the way through. You can also watch any of the shorts on TikTok as well. Another thing that posted today was the proxy time video, which shows off the 4 soul rings and the Fable of the Mirror Breaker token, both on YouTube and TikTok. So that helps us out. The biggest thing with those is watch them all the way through and give them a like. That helps them spread a little bit. We have tons of other videos. I will only tell you the videos that we did last week and going on. I already told you what we did last week because that was only 4 days ago. So, but
Right.
just know, if you subscribe to YouTube, there's a shit ton of stuff there that you guys can watch. So, you guys can also follow us on Twitter. I mean, you can. It's fine. We're
You can.
there.
Yep.
We
I
post
believe 2 of the new patrons followed us on Twitter for
Yeah. Hey, thanks.
some reason. You're new. You don't know that there's nothing going on there. That's fine.
You just know that
That's
what you
fine.
see on Twitter, you're already seeing on Discord. So that's your
That's also
benefit.
true. Yep.
Yeah,
I
so-
got to send you those links.
There you go. So
Should've
yeah,
done that today.
you can also
I
direct
apologize.
message us there, or you can direct message us by shooting us an email, commandersmiths@gmail.com. Are we hitting the staple verses so we get a little lubed up there at the end?
Yeah,
So we can argue and have fun stuff there. So I don't really have a name or a button for this segment.
Here you go, AJ.
Oh, it's the one spec. It could be the one spec thing. Let's just do the
Could be. It could be the short
Galadriel one.
one.
Let's do the Galadriel one. Yeah. Let
Yeah.
me get the screen right, and then we'll just hit this.
One
Spec.
to rule them all.
But in this case, we're not doing one spec. It's lots of specs. But you're doing the scissors because Renshai told you to? Renshai, don't
Line
tell
it up like a scissor party. I don't even know what's going on. What is a scissor party?
You know. All right. So
Oh,
let's first talk about the One Ring was found. That is why we're showing this on screen right now.
it's true.
Let's show the actual One Ring. Let's get that.
101.
One of one. Where are you? There it is. One of one ring has been found.
Good looking card.
We had talked about a few weeks ago in that 2 hour and like 40 some minute episode about the longer that this stayed not found, the higher the collector booster boxes would go, which happened. Like the collector booster boxes went crazy. The prices would tank on most of the cards, especially like the really good cards. I'd say that happened for the most part. There are some cards that kind of didn't really go anywhere, like didn't drop as low as I thought they would. And then you had actually the One Ring going up in price. I'm looking right now. The cheapest you can get this card is $56. This was $30 at one point.
Oh, it's cheaper than that.
Yeah,
It started out
classic.
at like 7.
Was it really?
Yeah, and then it doubled to 15, then it doubled to 30, then it doubled to like 60,
That's crazy.
and all within like a week and a half.
Yeah.
Because basically those gift bundles all come with a One Ring,
Yeah.
but they haven't been shipped yet.
Yeah, they don't come until, I don't think they get shipped until July 8th or 7th. I mean,
Okay.
So I think this will drop. It won't be as high, I don't think, but
Right,
maybe it
right.
depends, because Amazon did that weird thing when I got a hold of that. Oh, good for you. Got the button. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
Oh, good for you.
Where they mispriced it and they put it at $40 at the same as the regular bundles. And actually a bunch of the people from the Discord, my aunt included, jumped in and I got 2 of them for $40 a piece. And it has this one collector booster. It has, it is this version. I believe
Yeah.
it is this in foil though. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too.
I think all 4 cards of this scene come in foil. I do have this in non-foil. Oh, good for me with that. I got a couple of them.
All right.
Oh, good.
I didn't know that
for
we were
you.
calling our own buttons today. Wow. All right.
What button would you like me to? What was
What?
that one? That one was really
That was
loud.
nerd. Nerd's
Oh,
always super
yours
loud.
just breaks. Yeah, I can't hear the nerd one. It just sounded. It just.
So I just cut it off real quick.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, there's a few cards that did not continue to plummet and actually went up. I think it's because people were using them in other formats, using them in Commander. They're just getting bought up. But for the most part,
But let's be honest, it's only been out for technically 1 week, but really 2 because they started shipping boxes 2 weeks ago.
and the pre-release, people are able to open stuff up at that point.
And that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
yep.
And so it's only been 2 weeks as well. And I think this is still, there's plenty to buy.
Right. So
Right.
what do we normally say with sets? I mean, we've talked about this. It's been
Wait a month.
a year or two since we've had this kind of talk about how long to wait after a set comes out. Now, this is a special set. It isn't your normal standard set, which standard is a different animal. So we talked about this before with special stuff. I think it still might be early, but it might be the bottom might already be like the cards. There's some really good cards that you can get for under $1. Like there's a lot of really good cards. And then the box toppers, that's another game, like another thing. So there's also another factor with this is we have not only the One Ring's gone. Okay. Somebody found it. So we're not searching for that, but you got to remember there is 3 different soul rings that are serialized from either from 0 to 300, 0 to 500, 0 to 700, or 1 to 1 to whatever, not 0. And then you have 7,000, 9,000, and 3,000 of those in non-foil, non-serialized. Okay. And those are going for hundreds of dollars each.
Right.
Then you have the surge foils, which the rarity of finding those is like finding a serialized card between the dwarf and the human rings. So that's like a serialized card in themselves. Thousands of dollars, well, $1,000. I think the Great Henge is upwards around there, close to 1,000. And then you have this product that people don't really get, but it's there. Is there's certain cards that are full art that will only come in foil in the Commander sample packs.
Right.
There's only spot. And those are going for hundreds of dollars. So there's not that you can find those in the collector boosters, but there's still hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars of cards where a normal set maybe has, I looked back at March of the Machine, and there's 3. You know, we have 3 of the serialized cards that are over 1,000. Everything else is below that. We have multiples of this. So I think the drive is still there to keep going. But I think
there's enough rarity and hard to find stuff like Nazgul are still over $10. Like people will just, it's a popular set. There's plenty of value to be had, even though they're rare. To simplify just kind of what you're saying. And so I don't think people are just going to stop cracking packs or boxes. The only thing that I understand at this point is that collector boxes have dropped by about 20% now that this has been announced, like almost instantly. Right. And so it adjusts and people go, okay, well, I still want to get some of these premium products. And so I can see still just cracking packs. It's still a fun set. There's still a lot of solid cards, a lot of nostalgia. You still have your Lord of the Ring nerds out there that don't play Magic that'll pick it up. Like this is right. This is rarity wise and where everything is. This is better than a Modern Horizons set. Right. And we buy the shit out of that.
That went for
they
were printing that for over a year. They were printing MH2 for over a year. And that's why the the fetches haven't really recovered. Like, not that they haven't recovered, they just haven't gone way back up to where they were before.
which is
NH2.
fine.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to go
No,
up there.
they don't
If
need to
they
go.
sold, made money, people got their fetches. And so the thing here is like, there's a lot of good playable commander cards. There were a ton of solid reprints in the box toppers, which we'll go over today. And the set is really, really fun. So I don't think it's going to have it's not going to have a normal drop off like a standard set. Don't think of this like a standard set. Just think of it like a Modern Horizons set.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And this is probably better.
Yeah.
Value wise, maybe not necessarily playability wise.
Right. This is more for Commander than Modern Horizons was more for Modern, but it really was built for Commander too. You know, like that was
because when a set is made for a specific thing like Commander, and if it doesn't get that cross platform playability, then the value doesn't necessarily stick there. But with Modern Horizons, like, it'll hit Legacy, it'll hit Modern, it'll hit Commander, and that's when a card really holds its value and goes up and stuff like that.
And that's a good point, is from earlier what we were talking about the cards that haven't really gone down as much as we thought. Those are because they are being played in those actual, like Modern has picked it up or Legacy has picked it up. Which one was it that I looked at earlier? I was like, why is this card still expensive? And it's because it was being played in the other formats. So that was the reason why the price was held up. So, all right. So we got that out of the way. We know the prices of the collector boosters are going to drop a little bit. I think that's about it for this time, for the time being. I think singles are going to continue to still either be where they're at or maybe drop more. I think we still got some time.
Right. I wouldn't buy anything really expensive until like a month out, in my opinion. That's my general rule of thumb. So I'm not going to run out and buy the One Ring at $50. I regret not getting it at like 7 or 15, but again, you're going to have an influx of supply, and maybe the people that have multiple versions of it. That's always the tricky thing, is you personally, Adam, want every art of every card. Yeah. And so if you have multiples, it has to be of the same art.
Right.
And that'll be interesting to see how many people actually think that way, or if they just go, I got the One Ring, I'm getting another one, let's get rid of this one. It's $50.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that'll be interesting to see if more goes onto the market.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing with this is not. Like, are there collectors like me? Like, I know there are collectors like that for others, but are they like that for other sets, or is it because the Lord of the Rings nostalgia? Like, are there people that are wanting to do what I'm doing right now? Is where I'm trying to get.
If we're just going off of our Discord, it's basically this set because it's you, Jacuzzi, and Ted.
Yeah.
And this hasn't happened necessarily before.
Yeah.
In other sets, other than like Ted's kind of into that thing too. But
he gets every, like, he will do the get one card from all that, but he's wanting to do the similar thing where he's getting all the versions,
getting the arts.
So here's the other thing is Ted and I have talked a bit about this is there going to be more of like you're saying, the multiple copies? Because like staying in people's collections, because they did this art thing. Like with this One Ring, it's actually the art scene of the 4. It's Frodo, Sam, Gollum, and the One Ring. I actually, this is what I was saying, Ted and I talked about, I would like to get these 4, and I'd only have it in my binder, but also put it up on my wall. Like, get it so that they're all together, and all the art scenes. There's like 5, 6, 7 different art scenes, and we have more that are coming in the winter here. They have more art scenes that are going to be coming with cards with the revamp of this and all that. So how many of these are you going to lose to that? Not lose, but they're never going to be played again.
It's not in circulation. Yeah,
that's going on my wall in a frame, you know? So I don't know. This is like the first time they've done where they're really playing up the cards mashing together. You know, they do that from occasionally, but they don't do it like this. Like where that one is, there's the one that is 6 cards across, and so it doesn't fit in the binder that I have. I'm like, Fuck, I need a bigger
You sons
binder.
of-
Yeah,
Sons of guns.
I was hoping it was gonna line up like they were thinking. All right, four cross binders, and then I know when I saw the preview, I didn't even put it together until I was putting it in there yesterday, and I'm like, motherfucker, I can't even put this in my binder so you can see the whole thing. So I was like, I'm gonna have to do this whole scene. But it's like 6 across, and I think it's 4 or 5 down. So it's this huge big scene, the big battle, from Return of the King. But anyways, yeah, it's where were we?
We're speculating on how much supply is actually going to hit. So I think the general knowledge and what we're saying is wait a month if you're worried about
that's what
singles
you're saying.
prices
Yep.
being high. And so if you're worried about them being high, I would say wait. But the worry that we are discussing is how much is actually going to hit when people are collecting and wanting all the arts,
Right.
and the people that are just buying like Lord of the Rings stuff because they're into Lord of the Rings and not Magic, like they're not going to be having it hit the market either. They're going to hang on to that stuff because
Yeah.
it's fun for them.
Right.
So I think it's going to be an interesting bit, and it'll depend on how much they print of it. You know what I mean? How many waves? We have something coming out, in the fall that has even more arts
I think
for the holidays.
I think the collector boosters are only a 1 print run thing
You think the collector's boosters are?
because it was supposed to be with the odds of getting the 1 ring. So I think that they only printed that, like, this is the amount they have. And I think, I know they don't have like a for sure this is what they do, but I think what they do is they print an amount, and instead of doing another print run, I think what they really do is destroy whatever's left. I think Fast Finance talked about that. They're like, I think it's more of they print it all, and then if they don't sell enough, then they destroy. Like what was it, last set or the set before, where they found a bunch of it in the dump?
Oh, in the garbage. Yeah, in the dump. Yeah, you're right.
So I think what they do is if they don't sell enough and I think that's what's happened with that stupid secret layer. Sorry. Where they're giving away 2 collector boosters for every $200 you fucking buy. They're like, well, we don't know how to get rid of this. Instead of burning it, let's just give
They're
it
looking
away.
for ways to move it.
Yeah. So I don't know. But anyways, I will say one thing. When I was going through the pricing of things, it felt like TCG was very low with the quantities that they had. Like every box topper or every spec that I was looking at from the set only had 40 of like non-foil and foil. Not every single one, but there was a lot of them that, like, normally when a set comes out, people are trying to dump their stuff and there's hundreds and hundreds, like you just have pages and pages of it. But I just kept seeing everything was around 40 to 50. Sometimes there was a little bit higher, but that's just weird for a set that just came out. So I don't think there's enough out there yet. I don't think enough has been opened for everybody to hit TCG. So that's just another little fun factor.
Should we talk about some specific cards we want to talk about?
Should we do the box topper working our way down the list kind of thing? Is that how you want to do it? How do you want to do it?
I was thinking go with the set first, and then
set.
into box toppers.
All right, where do you want to start? Because we didn't really talk about. I sent you my list, and we're not really having. We're just talking about cards. So why don't you start with one, and I'll go back, and we'll go.
No. I thought your list was perfectly fine.
Okay,
that's kind of was my thoughts as well.
Okay,
yeah. So let's just go from the top of your list.
That's the nice thing is we met yesterday with the kids and had them play, and it made it so we could chat about things and all that. So right. One of the first cards we kind of wanted to, I guess, talk about was Last March of the Ents. This made it into our top 10. I think, is there a few of these that are in our top 10? 1, 2, 3.
Mithril Coat.
Yeah, I think there's
Elven Course, Mirkwood Bats.
Hey, you're spoiling it, Lowry.
You're right, I am. Great Henge.
It's on this list.
It's a box topper. We know. We're okay. Let's go. Yeah, Last March of the Ents. You can pick these up for about $11 right now. This feels.
It feels like a $20+ card, doesn't it? I mean, it's 8. It's 8,
Right.
which is huge.
It's a game ender to a degree. It's not going to end the game right there, but if you don't get wrathed, you win the game, right? That's the hard part. And so I can see like picking up a few. I don't know if I want to spec at it, but if you're thinking that it's going to be at 20, I'm going base level. So if I can get like thinking more like the full art, alt art foil,
Right.
that one has a higher ceiling to me. Although I do love the basic art.
Yeah, this one is pretty sweet. I will
Yeah.
say too with this is, so here's the full art there, which is really
Yeah.
cool. But I really love seeing the Ents kind of marching right there. Last March of the Ents.
Yeah, with Isengard in the background.
Right there.
and-
Yeah, that's really cool. The interesting thing too with this is the full art is not that much different. Like with the fact of all the collector boosters, that's what's kind of crazy about all this. You're talking dollars, like $1, $2, $3 difference between getting this full art or a normal art. And with the foils are maybe $1, maybe $2 more than the non-foils, depending on what you're looking at. Like if it's a full art that you can only find in the collector boosters, that's different, but that's not this one. This one you can find in the collector boosters and not the sample pack. Because I got one. You gonna hit the button for me? You gonna hit the button?
Oh, good for you.
It's button
How many
calling
did you
day.
get?
Oh, good for you.
Actually, I only got 1 in foil, and then I think I have 2 in non-foil. So this is this is one that
I
I'm
guess
sitting on.
For me, this is kind of how I envisioned this segment going, but just kind of going like, I like the card. I like the price it's at. I don't know how much it's going to go up, but I like it at the price it's at. I don't feel like it's going to go down a whole ton.
Yep.
And if it does, I think it'll recover back up to this. So that's kind of how I gauge a little bit on what I'm buying is going this, if it in a month it can go down. Yes, I agree with that. But I do easily see it being a $10 card.
For sure. I think that's easily over
Right.
at $10.
And so if it drops down to 7, 6 or whatever, and then you bought it at 10, it's that
Don't
getting
feel
rid of the
bad.
guilt feeling is like, don't feel bad.
Right.
I think it's at least a $10 card.
I'll give you this too. As a good example of that is I bought in on the from the first Double Masters the what is it, the one that brings the artifacts from your graveyard and put it on top, the Ancient Ruin. No, it's the land
Academy Run.
Academy Run. So I bought those full art foils.
Oh, good for you.
Thank
There
you.
we go. See, that feels better.
Yeah, that's good. I bought those for I think 17 to 20. I bought a bunch of them because I was like, this is a really good card. It was like a $40 card before it got printed here.
Mhm.
After I bought it, it dropped all the way down to 14. And I was like, well, I don't feel bad. Yeah, I could have got it cheaper, but I know this is going to get over 20 again. Like I'm going to at least get back to my money, if not higher. And now it's over that. It's in the last I looked, I think it was mid-20s, maybe even approaching 30 at that point. So it's like,
Okay.
it's gonna. You may not get the bottom. Like you can't predict the bottom. If you could always predict where
Right.
the bottom is, then you'd be rich. But the thing is like as long as you can see that it's gonna get back up to there, like you were saying, and this card is definitely gonna be there. I mean, it's a really good card.
Right.
So okay, let's move on because we got a lot of cards to talk about. That was just kind of to get
Right.
started. Why
Next
don't
one
you talk about
one we
this?
want
Yep.
to talk about is Gandalf the White. This is the one where it's like whenever a legend or an artifact ETBs or leaves the battlefield and it triggers something, it'll double trigger. And then also it has flash, and legendary spells and artifacts you also have flash. And so I'm assuming this is one of them that's hitting modern or legacy.
Ooh.
I've
I
at least
didn't-
seen them talking about it for CEDH. Like it's 4 mana, 4/5 flash, and all that stuff that I just talked about. And so it's 5 mana, but it's sitting around $11 right now. You have a couple of different arts. The full art, alt art
Oh, this one's really pretty.
foil is gorgeous.
Yeah, this one is.
And it's so good.
And it's the same.
And-
Well, actually, this one's a little more expensive. Then you have that one too. But yeah, this one's actually one of the ones that It's $7 more. So this one's 18, where the other two, the ring one, the showcase one, and the regular one are at $11. So, but anyways,
And so right now, like, again, I think this one is appropriate. Like, I might a Renshai. So a lot of alt art foils and full arts on CK are sold out. So it's also short supply on Card Kingdom, on TCG, like you're saying. So I don't think there's going to be a flooding of the market yet. At least there is no real indication on that. But a $10-11 Gandalf the White makes sense to me. Again, this is one that has a lot of
it does a
potential
lot of
because
stuff like that.
yeah,
It having flash, like you didn't even need to have that in here, but sure, let's give Gandalf flash because he's a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Oh, we're in the wrong thing there.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yep. and so I think this has a lot of potential. I think a lot of people have seen potential in it. And so I agree with what your estimate notes was, getting up to 20 on it. Easily on a full art foil. I can see it getting to 20 there easy.
I don't want to break it down more, but I just want to say, like, there's a lot of things that are happening on this. Like, you normally have, like, when a card ETBs, you get a double trigger. This is double triggering on ETB and leaving. Like, they did that with this, and well, another card we'll be talking about with Mirkwood Bats in a little bit here, but having these triggers of entering and leaving is kind of crazy. You know, like, it's not just making it so it fits in more decks. It's not just like, oh, I only can be an ETB deck, or oh, I need it to be a death trigger deck.
Like, you have Teysa Karlov and Panharmonicon having a baby.
Right, exactly.
And
Because that's
we
what
know,
I'm saying.
so,
Is
like,
this fits in Teysa, but then it fits in Teysa because then the stuff that I do have that has ETB stuff, it gives a little bonus to that. So it's not just the death triggers. So,
and so the question ends up being, like, it being legendary and artifacts are a little too specific rather than everything that's triggering.
That's a good point.
And so, like, that is maybe what's kind of holding it back, which kind of allows it being for both potentially. But like, your comparables, Panharmonicon was a $15 card. The new Elish Norn is a fucking $30-$40 card. And that can go lower if it ever rotates out of standard, but it probably won't. And so the comparables are good money.
Yeah.
And I think at the very least, again, this is another one that I don't think you're going to lose money on.
Yep.
Or feel bad.
All right. The next one we actually talked about, or Larry mentioned a little bit ago, but is Mithril Coat. And this is also was on our top 10. But as the equipment with flash and indestructible, and then it can equip to your legendary creatures when it comes into play, and then your equipped creature has indestructible, or it has equip 3. So this sucker's only $6. Like,
the comparable is Darksteel Plate, which is $14-15.
Yep. So
this can hit that easily. This is just better.
Yep.
This is just a better card. It flash auto equips to your legend,
which is normally what you're trying to protect the most when you're building a commander deck. You want
Trying
your
to
commander
protect your
to do
commander.
your thing. So this is there isn't much more we need to say about it. It's 6, and it's going to be easily a $15+ card. You know,
right. This is probably my favorite spec out of the bunch.
Yep. All right. The next one, Larry, why don't you do
Forge Anew, which is a white.
Get that one up there.
That's right there, down in the middle. Yeah. 2 and a white enchantment, and then when it enters the battlefield, return equipment from the graveyard to the field, and then when it's your turn, you can equip at flash speed, and also you can pay 0 for the first equip cost. It's doing a lot.
Yeah. And it's
doing a lot.
It's like a Sigarda's Aid, you know, and a similar thing where that's different because it's a 1-drop enchantment. But this has a little bit of recursion built in on it. It's allowing you to equip at instant speed, and then also equip for 0 for your first one. There's just 3 things happening on this, and for equipment decks, equipment's going to always be a thing. This is at $3. So
Yeah.
I think this could easily get over 10 at some point down the road here. So
And I'm probably more of the like
you're gonna
close
say
to but
8.
under 10. Yeah,
Oh,
I was thinking
I was
8.
gonna say
8
you're gonna
was
say
my
8.
gut.
Which
Yep.
is still that is still nearly a triple up. If you bought in
Yeah.
at $3, you're still tripling up on it. You're making your money back and more.
And so that one I can see going up. My hesitancy with it versus like Mithril Coat is this is specifically for a deck, right? To whereas Coat can just go in all decks. Colorless artifact protects your commander. This is for
Hey
Sup,
Peter,
Peter.
thanks for subscribing.
And this is just for equipment, which many people play, and almost everybody at least considers having an equipment deck. So this is playable, but you don't need more than like 1 or 2.
Yep.
If that makes sense. And
Yep.
so
And
it didn't make the cut, Nalayla.
Well,
That's fair.
Ryan
That's fair.
Shai, what's awesome about Forge Anew is that you have something with first strike. You can move the equipment and after first
Let me
strike
go get
before
it here.
normal damage. Okay. All right. So the next one I'll move on to here is, hang on a second, Elven Chorus. All right. So this one, currently, same thing. We're looking at a similar, except I will say the full art is the exact same price as the non-full art. This is one of those cards that in the foil is out of the Commander sampler pack.
Sampler packs.
Yep. So you cannot get this in the full art foil. You can get regular foils of these, but they're $3. There's a lot going on with it. It's four CMC, so 1 green and 3 colorless. You're looking at the top card of your library anytime. You're casting creature spells from the top of your library, and then your creatures have the Cryptolith Right ability where they can tap for any color. So there's Cryptolith Right is an amazing card. Yes, it's a 2-drop enchantment, but adding 2 more and you're able to cast creatures from the top, and you can look at their top anytime. Like, I would take that over Cryptolith, in a way.
So
in certain decks with it.
One thing that depends, and I think this is a little bit meta dependent. So like you have Inga and Asika that was just printed that's doing very similar things. And that's kind of a cheap card, but again, standard's different than what this animal is right here. But it's a really good effect. It just depends on how many creatures you're playing, right? I think, at least for me, I play a ton of creatures and permanents and maybe less spells than a lot of people out there. But this is still a very good card for token decks, elf decks, just like anything that's going wide. But it's still a solid card for just mid-rangey decks too.
Yep.
So I like it. I like it I like it at this price.
Yeah, $3. I think this could potentially get to 10 potentially.
I think this can get up to Cryptolith Right prices.
Yeah, well, if you get the foil ones, I was selling Cryptoliths I sold out, that was one spec a while back, and I think I sold out of those and they were going at 20. So, but that was, it took years. It takes a while. And this one is going to take a while. Like this set is going to get opened up a lot, and so it will take a while. And this may get down to like $2. It may, I don't think it gets below 2, but but don't feel bad if you buy it at 3. It's easily going to be over 3. It's going to be over 3.
And I wouldn't say 8. Like I probably would start thinking about, if I picked up like 10 of them, I'd think about start trading them at like 6. That'd probably be my range to start trying to get stuff back.
Yeah, see, trading's a little different than if you're selling because you got the fees and all that stuff. But there's a little difference there. All right, so one that we talked about, and I'm sure everybody's like, oh, why not spec on these? But yes, we are going to talk about this one. Lowry, why don't you bring this one up?
All right, Mirkwood Bats. Everybody kind of knows this one. 2/3, 4 mana flying bat. Whenever you create or sacrifice a token, each opponent loses 1 life. It's kind of bonkers. And I think
you can get them for $1.
Obviously,
full art foils for $1. Yes, they're common. We get it. They're common.
And so I would I would probably pick up at least a play set
Hmm.
of the full art foils. I don't think it's bannable. I
No,
don't think it's there.
no.
I think it's very good.
I think if you had your CMC lower, then yeah, maybe if it was a dockside CMC, a black and a colorless, but it being at 4, it makes it a little bit more difficult, I
Right.
guess, you know,
But like if I go out to random like Commander Night, I'm not going to be worried unless it's a token deck, right?
Mm.
So like I don't expect to see it in every pod.
Right.
And that's where you start thinking bannable. Like
That's
it
true.
just is a very good card for token decks.
Tokens,
I just like, and so you're going to have the recovery. This is something that I don't think you go out and spec on anything other than the full art, alt art foils.
I
That's
will,
what you get.
I agree, but I do like the art in the regular one. Like it does look pretty
I just
sweet.
think it's going to be a lot more common.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. But I agree. Yep. The full art foil.
If you're
it looks
speccing,
sexier.
you
Yeah.
get the most premium version,
And they're
of
both
it.
the same price. Like that's
Right.
what it is at this point.
If you can pick up the regular non-art, like just the regular non-foil art at 25 cents a crack, go deep.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because I can see that being a couple buck card.
Yep. I think
But I can
5
see the full art foil sitting
5 to 10. I
5 to
think
10. Yeah.
Yep. I think
Yep.
that's a good spot. The other thing I would say with this is like, can this really get printed in other products? I mean, in other
With that
sets?
name?
Yeah, the name. You'd have to kind of change things, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'd put Merkwood. It's fine, but I don't see it being reprinted a lot other places. But there's a lot of
Probably
it
not.
because it is common.
Yeah.
Just with opening my boxes, get ready for the button. I think I got about 6 or 7 of them.
Oh, good for you.
And surprisingly, I only got 2 of the regular. I got whatever. I'm not going to break down what it is. But anyways, they're about the same price. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you.
all right. So then we got 3 more, and all 3 of these we're just going to do all 3 of them at the same time because they are very, very similar. But why don't you start us off with the first one, Larry? I know you just did the last one.
What are we doing? Are we doing box toppers?
No. The lands. We talked.
Oh,
about
you
it
added
yesterday.
those. That's right.
Yep, but we
All right,
talked about
so
it
you have
yesterday when we were.
Rivendell, you have Mines of Moria, and then you have
Let's-
Minas Tirith. And these are the white, blue, and red lands that come into play tapped unless you have a legendary creature spell. And then they all have an ability attached to them.
Mhm.
And I don't know if they're cheap. And the non-foils are cheap. They're all like 50 cents, under
Mhm.
$1. Alt arts are just a little bit, probably hanging around $1 or whatever. And same thing I would guess for the foil.
So full art foils for Rivendell, Mines of Moria are $3, and then Minas
Oh, really?
Tirith is at $5.50 for full art foils. So you can get the full arts for
yeah,
like $1.
okay. Because
So
I picked up my full art foil for $1. I picked up the full arts too.
Oh,
Stop.
good for you.
I just got lucky. I was just like, I love that card. They're both, Mines of Moria is getting you some treasure tokens. You get the scry with Rivendell, and then you get to draw with attacking creatures with Minas Tirith. The green one is creating food. You don't like that one, and the black one,
yeah,
no.
not that one. Yeah, but there's
And
Minas
so-
Tirith.
Those 3 are something to keep an eye on. You want to hold on to them if you can find them cheap wherever you like them, because I can see those all getting up to at least a couple of bucks, like not special versions, and then the special versions I can see getting over 5.
Is it Rivendell?
That's how I see that.
Yeah. Why
What?
is Rivendell not coming up? Is it? I thought it was Riven. Isn't it Rivendell?
One,
She can't even read.
two.
Rivendell. Oh, that I was doing Dale. Rivendell.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I'm saying it wrong.
No, I just
So-
I was but
Scrying 2 for 2 plus
The-
tapping the land, so really it's 3.
like
but
you mentioned yesterday
That's
when
good.
we were chatting, like the castle, the blue castle is 4 and does a similar thing. you
and the
know?
land. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
5 versus 3. Scrying 2, it's I mean they're solid lands in my opinion.
Mhm.
And so I would get a handful, probably, at least a play set, because they can go and every blue, red, white deck.
Yeah, man.
So-
Like that's what I like is they made both arts sexy. Like I
Mhm.
kind of wish that the original, the non-full art had a
Fuller
full
art.
art. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
really like that art. It's very detailed compared to the full art version. But I like them both. They're
It is
really
kinda-
good.
Is it? I'd have to think about it now, but when they go full art, do they zoom in more? Generally, I'm just thinking of like last March of the Ants. It's just like right up in on Treebeard.
That's a good point.
And then this, like and they're not using their landscape ability when they're going full arts,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Interesting. All right. Okay. So now let's get into the box toppers. This will go a little bit faster because we know these cards. These aren't new cards. These aren't things you really have to think about. So let's get to the first one, but it's the Great Henge. So the Great Henge, let me get to the box topper here. You'll go to the next one. But we were talking about the Party Tree. Currently is a $50 card for this full art. It has that little, subset of it's the Great Henge underneath it. Does all the things.
Skin. Yeah.
Yep, the skin. There. Thank you. So $50 non-foils compared to the non-foil comparable was up to 90, before this set came out.
Was it?
Yeah. So
Yikes.
this is a ridiculously good card, and I love this art too. Like I like the Great Henge's art, but I also like this one.
Mm-hmm.
50. Okay, so I would say with the really high end stuff, you probably can wait. They're not going to go up to 9. It's not going to start going up now that the One Ring is found. I think these are going to go lower. I think you have a little bit more. You have more time on the box toppers to drop because you are getting one every collector booster box, and the odds are, well, from the ones that I've opened, it's about 5.5 of the box toppers you get in a box, which includes the one you get. So really 4 others.
Yeah.
So they're there. So you have time, I think, for these to go down a bit more. But maybe I think the bottom is probably 40. I don't think it gets much lower than 40 because this is just so
Right. And
highly
this
used.
is one that'll recover because it's a crazy ass card.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel bad buying it at 50.
Yep. So, all right. What is the next one, Lowry? Why don't you? Do you just want to burn through this? Is this how we want to do it? How do you
Yeah.
wanna-
Let's okay. Next one we want to talk about is Cloudstone Curio. It's sitting about $20 right now. I picked up a full art foil. Yeah. Or I guess the foil
good
version
for
for
you.
$20. The card's crazy. It's a damn crazy card. And $20 is really good because it was what a $40-$50 card
$50
before this reprint.
non-foil. Yep.
It's a crazy ass card. It allows you to juggle and recast things, and this is a great card. So this will recover. Again at $20, I don't know how much I would spec, but it's definitely something that I did pick up, and I have a playset of the other one already. Now I just
Oh, good for you.
yep.
Should we just
It's just-
rename
it's
this
just the way
episode
that
the "Oh, Good for You" episode? Because that's all.
That's pretty much what it is, right?
It's just
Fair. Let's do that. All right. It's the "Oh, good for you" episode, right? But this card is great. I can see the foil version. What is the foil version going for right now on TCG?
Ooh, I think it's right around the 20. The foils
20?
and non-foils are like within dollars pretty much for a lot of these, except for the really
Yeah,
expensive
it's
ones.
gorgeous.
They're a little bit higher, but
Yep.
like
But
Great Henge,
I would pick up foils of this.
Yeah.
Easy.
and I like
easy.
this. To be honest with
That's
you,
a double up easy.
this is my favorite version of it. Like you have the Ravnica. Is it Ravnica it's from? Yeah, Ravnica.
Yeah.
It's a weird looking card. It's cool, whatever. But I like this. Like it's just really cool looking, you
Yep.
know? All right.
I'm gonna try and see if I can find it.
Yeah. Okay.
that's
The
not
next
right. That's
one is Ensnaring Bridge. Let me get there. Let's get the G in there and not a D. We don't want the D in there. Bridge.
There we go.
BRIDG.
Isn't that gorgeous? And I gotta say
Oh,
that
look
the
at
box
that.
topper foils look gorgeous.
Yes.
Because
they do.
I opened up the Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth foil. God damn, that looks good though too.
Good for you.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that. That's a real good for you.
I'm gonna say something here.
Okay.
Bridge of Khazad-dûm is the best looking version of Ensnaring Bridge. I've never really liked Ensnaring. Like, here's the OG. Well, the Stronghold is the OG, which is just a weird thing there. And then you have the entanglement of this one. And then you got the Kaladesh one, which is what is happening there. And then Masters 25 and Double Masters is like, okay. This seems
It's
like
a bridge
something
that's grabbing people.
Well, this looks
All
like
right.
something out of Diablo. That, to be honest with you, like that's something that you actually see in Diablo 4. Like this area looks like very similar to that, except for the fingers. It looks like that dude's gonna get molested. But the Ensnaring Bridge just looks like it's Khazad-dûm. Like this, I love this art. It's full art. Dude, you can pick this up for $9 in foil, full art foil at this point. And easily, like, it's $25 in comparison to the others. Like, this is an easy one.
I can see that. Okay. I'm okay with that spec on a logical standpoint. I just don't know how much I like the card.
Because you
in
have so many
general.
cards in your hand. That's how we play. I agree.
Right.
To be honest, I don't play with it anymore as much because I normally have too many cards in my hand where this matters. Hit the button, please.
Good for you.
So yeah, I agree. Like for me personally though, I don't know. I'm not gonna go out of my way and get this. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Okay. The next one. Gosh,
Next one we want to talk about is the Ozolith, which we hyped up during Ikoria, basically being the best card there. What it's you can pick it up right now as a box topper for 20. It looks like it's topping out around 35.
Yeah.
So if you like the art, I'd say get it. I don't know if I would spec on it. I don't know how much higher it's going to go.
It could drop lower. Like, I don't know if we're gonna go any higher than the 35.
I was impressed that it was, it's a $35 card. You know what I mean? Not saying it's bad. It's very good. In the right deck, but it's kind of specific.
It's going to ebb and flow with decks and sets that come in where it has. They're going to bring it back again with counters, like flying counters and blah 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 counters and all this. All the counters decks, like it's going to go up and down. This one is, I don't know. I think this is the best art of it, obviously, except. Like, it doesn't make sense.
I have 2 foils of it, so I like that art better.
Oh, good for you.
Might as well just leave the finger on there.
Yeah.
Button.
That's what she said. For all of that, just leave the finger on there.
Just leave the finger there. Just.
Oh, man, we're going to have to burn through these. Okay. So we might even have time for Rings of Bright. All right.
Rings of Bright Hearth. They've reprinted in Commander, or I guess Commander Legends. It's not a bad card, but it's not.
It sucks because I spec'd on it from Commander Legends. And I'm like, oh, shit. Why didn't I sell already? Because I was like, we got to give it time to breathe. And it didn't. It got over what I spec'd it on, but now it's gone back down. And I probably like this version better than any of the other versions. I mean,
and really, it doesn't do much for me other than in Planeswalker decks. And so if they come back with more Planeswalkers, but I do feel like, they're kind of lessening the amount of Planeswalkers, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
That are happening.
Oh, I got to give this to Ted because he said he has a Japanese full art Ozolith.
Oh, good for you. Oh, good.
I'll echo that.
Yeah, there we go. When's Renshai going to talk about his Lotus there? Not his Lotus.
It depends. Well, that'll happen during the Commander Masters when they're reprinting it.
Then we can get good for you.
Next one.
Yeah, this is
Shadow Sphere.
This is one that Jeff was just mentioning.
Shadow Sphere at $19. You can see it getting up to 30. I can agree with it. Guarantee you this in foil is going to be gorgeous. The card is bonkers. Again, I wouldn't feel bad buying it at its current price.
Yeah.
It might go lower because you're saying like the Commander or the packs are
Oh, there's Renshai with his Lotus. There you go, or his Jeweled Lotus.
Oh, good for you.
It's the old good for you episode.
And so again, I don't know if I would spec on it, but I might get myself one of these.
Yep.
I love this card.
The original, not original, the regular art of it did show up in the coin flip deck. So that was one that I was kind of flipping and all that stuff. So it has gotten a few printings recently, but those were selling for a decent clip at that point. I think I was selling those for $20 a piece too, for the normal ones without foil and all that. So, all right, the next one is the Sword of Hearth and Home. I think do you think it's better than this version? I kind of think it is.
I think it's better than that version, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think the etched foil regular art version it's a good looking card.
This one right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It looks
Old
like the
border.
Old
Yeah.
border. Yep.
But and so
this is pretty
again,
cheap
this is
though.
one that at $9.
$9. But I mean,
I
it
wouldn't
hasn't
feel bad
really
about that.
it hasn't really gotten crazy expensive. You know, this is pretty recent. It's Modern Horizons 2. So
yeah,
basically our last.
But you're kind of expecting 15.
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, that's
I would expect about, 10 to 15 as well.
Yeah.
And so it's something that it does seem like one of the few swords that they are not reluctant in reprinting, because it's also in a secret layer, I believe.
No. What do we got? Not secret layer yet.
I think it was in a weird art one.
Yeah, I think that was a different one. I don't think it was Hearth and Home, because otherwise this is Scryfall, so it would. It
would've popped
should have it here. I don't know what the hell that was.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It says image coming right up, and there's nothing there. So unless that's that, I know what you're talking about. There was a secret layer of a sword, but I don't remember which sword it was, because it was like that whimsical one. Shoot, which one was that?
It doesn't matter.
If chat remembers, throw it in there and we'll get it there. But I remember, I know what you're talking about. It's one of the swords. I just don't know which one it is. And it's one of the newer ones. It's not an old sword. It's one of the ones that they just reprinted or printed. And it's not this sword that we're going to talk about next, but
Nope. And so I wouldn't feel bad buying it at this price. Just I wouldn't spec on it.
yeah.
Next one is going to be Sword of the Animist. And this card tends to recover. Looks like it's going to be like $10 right now if you're buying it.
Spelling, I wish you were the one doing this. Animist, A-N-I. That's why.
That's it.
No, I was missing it. I was missing the I. Yep. All right, so we're doing this guy right there.
They are getting aggressive on reprinting this card, so I don't know how long they're going to be able to hold its value.
This is the first time I did put a note. This is the first time it was a full art.
Okay.
So we've only had
other than when you made a proxy out of it. That's full art.
That's a
Wink.
good point.
If anybody wants to become a
patron, like our three new
patron,
patrons this
you can
week.
get a full art.
A
Sword
flart.
of the Animist. Flart.
It's a flart.
And this art doesn't really do it for me personally. So I don't know. I probably would just get a proxy.
Is it because it's Aragon and Eowyn's hand? Is that why?
I don't even think I knew that. I just didn't understand why it's a ring.
I know it's not. Yeah, where is the sword?
Right. That was my issue. I didn't even know what was going on there. I just Sword of the Animist. It's not even a sword.
That is totally true. What is the flavor text? You got to remember these flavor texts here, Larry, because you're probably going to start getting these in Stump the Smith Savant.
Don't tell people that, because I do not know any of these.
But that doesn't even work with. There's no sword. You are correct. That is weird.
Right. That's why it was weird for me. It doesn't do it for me.
And
I'm glad that they're happily married now and everything.
And the non skin is, it says it's a ring. It's not a sword.
Right. Right.
Oh, Jeff says Black Lives Matter, Lowry. Black Lives Matter.
Wow.
You're like, I would like a Malort shot now. No, I don't even know.
All right.
Thor.
Again, this is probably the only one that I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's
I
not,
probably wouldn't buy this one.
not my favorite with it. Doesn't make sense. Like
Thor-
why
yeah.
is there this one has a sword in it and it's not even talking about a sword.
It's a thorn
Yeah.
of the amethyst. Thorn of amethyst. And so this was just reprinted in the like Architect from Brothers War, maybe.
And I'm gonna give
When was that was happening?
I'm gonna give no Brothers War. Yep, these little guys, the retro
Yep.
foil and the schematics. And all
So
that
if
stuff.
you dig that art, I dig that art. I like it. I wouldn't buy this.
I'm
either.
gonna
I
give
don't care
Ted the
either
feel
way.
bad is his 2 foil box toppers were this, and it's a $2. It's a $2 card.
That's not the best.
So
Sorry, buddy.
but he's trading me
But
one because I didn't get one. So huzzah!
He gets some value, right?
Thanks, Ted.
All right. Next one, which is awesome.
yes,
Ancient Tomb,
yes.
which is Balin's tomb. See, that works.
This
There's a
is-
tomb there.
It's I.
Why is there
before
not a
E.
sword? And Sword of the Animist. All right. I know that doesn't matter. But
there we
the
go.
art is awesome. It's perfect. It is just a goddamn perfect
It is just a goddamn
card and
perfect
art.
Uh,
It's perfect.
All right.
This one's awesome.
It is expensive. We are still at 60, but Ancient Tomb is a $60 card. Like you can't really get this any cheaper unless you get the World Championship decks, which is the gold border stuff. Everything is 60. That's the
I'd
cheapest you
pick
can get.
myself up one and then get proxies from Adam.
There you go.
That's what I would do. Become a
hey.
patron.
Look at that. You are
I'm just trying to
are
change the direction of
marketing-
good for you
you're a
episode
marketing-
into become a patron, get your proxies.
Hey, did I
Get yourself one.
Did I tell you I had a full art box topper of this one? I'm just kidding.
Oh, good for you.
But if you
You bought
compare
enough
it,
boxes.
if you compare, no, I meant the Ultimate Masters. If you compare it to the Ultimate Masters one, which I actually like the Balin's Tomb much better, because I feel like it fits better for the Ancient Tomb than the box toppers. Those are upwards of $120. Not that they're gonna be that because they're probably it's a little more easy to get the foils in these than it was to get the box toppers from the Ultimate box topper stuff.
Okay.
But 60 to if you get a foil one of these, I think it easily could get to 100 at some point down the road.
Okay.
I really like the comparison of this one. Unlike our sword that wasn't a sword and was a ring, this is like fits with what your Ancient Tomb like.
Right. And the other thing too is like this is pretty prominent in the movies, which I think people can associate and like they have that feeling because this is really when,
That's
Moria is where they kind of all gain their
That's when the
Like-
cave troll
like-
comes in, man. That's
Right.
the
Right.
sweetest part right there.
they all tested their chops there. That's
Yep.
when they like basically first started fighting. They got their swords, their mithril coat.
That's what I was gonna
Like,
say. That's
this
why
is
we see
kind
the
of a big
mithril coat.
Yeah, there's a big scene in the movie, and I think a lot of people will associate with it. So I think this one's perfect.
God, this is making me want to watch Lord of the Rings tonight. as soon
I've
as we
been
get
I've
done.
been wanting to watch Lord of the Rings for like 3 weeks now. So yeah,
All right. Oh,
Next
this
one.
this is one I didn't get out of this. So sad
Bajuka
face.
Bog,
I need to get
Um,
it.
fool of a took. Yeah. So Bajuka Bog, it's using a shit ton of decks. Borrowed Downs is the alt art of it. Looking like about $9. It comes in every year a commander product. I don't know unless you're using this.
This
a
is
lot,
your
and I know a
premium.
lot of people.
This
use
is your premium one though.
right?
This is
Right.
one I'm gonna say that I didn't have like a price of where I think it could get to, but like just going off of it, I think this is a $20 plus. Like I really do.
Did we? Because there's not a lot of foil versions of this.
Oh, that is a good point. Yeah, because
So like I think they have like a retro foil from Time
Brothers.
Spiral.
There's a
remastered?
Brothers War Commander, so that one's not foil as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's only 2 foils. So those you get this in foil, I'll bet you can potentially turn a profit depending
Yeah.
on what the foils are.
But like you said,
It's World Wake.
this
and
is a
remastered.
used commander card. Like this,
Right.
if you're playing a black deck, you have this in there to remove somebody's graveyard. So it gives you mana and you remove somebody's graveyard. This is going to get used a lot. Like that's what I'm saying. 20
I think
plus.
a foil version has potential
Mhm.
to be spec'd on.
Yep.
I just don't know. I don't know the prices or anything, but there's potential there.
Okay. What are we at for time? Okay, we're sitting pretty. We're all right. We're almost halfway through of the box toppers, so that's kind of nice, I guess.
All right, Cabal Coffers
Wait,
sitting at
is that where we are?
$28.
That's not where we're at. No, we're at this one.
You're right. Basuju, who shelters all $8. You think you can get up to 25?
I mean, I was comparing it to what it had, but we had a secret
was.
layer drop, and I was
Right.
really comparing it to the secret layer drop. Is really where I was going there. Secret layers are now $18 to $20 for non-foil, and what did I have it at? 25. 25s are foils, so that's what I was really comparing it to. Do you like it better? Which one do you like better? I think I like the secret layer better, if I'm being honest, because it really kind of has a unique feel to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and it has a From the Vault reprinting as well.
Yeah, so that one is 17. So there isn't
Yeah,
a
so-
single copy of everything else is over 17, 18, $19 for each one. So that's so I was like, with the full art, maybe we can get over
Yeah, I
20.
don't like it as a spec.
Not as a spec, but if you didn't get the secret layer, would you like this one or the secret layer over that? That one or that one?
I like the secret layer.
I do too.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, next
All right.
one. Cabal Coffers.
This one's tough.
$28 currently. You're thinking $40 comparable to MH2.
You gotta do foil. though.
They're reprinting it.
I know. That's the thing. It got MH2. The regular version's down to 12. What was it? This one at? What did I say it was?
28.
Shit. Yeah. So, but the comparable would be this version right here because that's also a full art.
I think
I
that's
actually,
comparable.
I like this one better. Like I love the eyes everywhere in this one. But I like this card a lot. Like it's really cool art. So I think it's a very good comparable to the two. Non-foil, excuse me, is 20 for the MH2 ones. So spec wise, I mean I spec'd on Cabal Coffers this one. Non-foil because the foils were insane. If you can get the foils for around that 20 to 25 range, then yes, I would say go for it. But if you're getting regulars, it got MH2, so that's 2 years ago it got printed.
Yeah.
Are we looking at another 2 years and it's going to get printed again because they know it's a commander card to use? It might. I don't know. It's a tougher one to spec on because it's a little bit higher. But
Crazy thing is
it's a good one for the
originally
collection.
printed at Uncommon.
Yeah. Now it's
With a FNM promo, which I just picked up.
Oh, good for you.
I was reaching for it, damn it.
You're doing stuff. I'm not worried about it. And so, but yeah, the card gets printed because people know it's good. And I don't know if I would spec on this one. I probably wouldn't.
But for your collection, it's not a bad one to have. Like you're not buying over the top for the price and everything. All right.
I might have missed this next one. Castle Ardenvale?
Arden. So it's one of the castles.
Is that the one?
Yep.
Let me see it.
So it's this one.
Yeah, I totally missed that one. I wouldn't spec on that.
Yeah. I did put it at 23 because of the Throne of Eldraine. That is over a $20. So this guy right here.
All right. Oh, the
is
full art
over,
foil there.
Yeah, full
All
art
right.
foil is over 20.
That was the first time they were doing full art foils, though.
Right. And wasn't Throne of Eldraine when they actually started increasing the drop rates of foils? So that's why it actually might be a pretty good comparison with the foil stuff. Although this isn't a drop.
Full arts were pretty rare.
Yeah. So, that's a good point too. But how great is this one?
You're saying
tapping
$3 for the foil version of it right now. That might not be a bad in.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is it might not be a bad in at this point at foil. I don't know if I would expect 20.
I just like, yeah, I wouldn't. I put it at what the other one was at, what this one was at.
Yep.
And I really don't know if it gets there. Like, really think about this card. You're tapping technically 5 land to give yourself a 1/1 token. Where the other castles do a lot more. This one, I would say,
it's not a bad castle. It just, I just don't think it's going to get up to. I can see it potentially getting up to
10.
like 10,
yeah,
like a triple up or something to 9, and it's a squishy one. Like the other ones where we talked about like a triple up with like Elven Choir, like I can see that and feel good about it. I can see this getting to 9, but I don't know if I'd feel good about saying it. Like there's those ranges. Like I could see it getting there, but I still wouldn't do it because I don't necessarily trust that. So,
all right.
So Jeff's saying that Bajuka Bog foil, you're spending $100 for a foil version, essentially.
So that's what's happening.
And so that has some good potential there with the foil. So thanks for that.
All right, the next one is Cavern of Souls. So this one's a spicy one. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to say one thing with this. I think this is my favorite art of the Cavern of Souls. Because I don't like this one because I don't know what's happening here. This looks like abstract art, which is kind of what it is. What is this? What is this?
That's a soul.
Those
are souls.
This looks like what I would think of Lord of the Rings of what the whoops, go back up. Nope, go back up. Of when they're getting all the all this what is it? I'm brain farting right now. But you know what I'm talking about. Where they're getting all the army of the dead to fight for them. That's what that first one looks like. Like, I love this, the hands down there. But it's like, what is pouring out here? This looks like it's taken out of Lord of the Rings. But the newest one, like seeing them marching and the pillars and everything, like this is the best.
In the cavern.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
This is the best one. Like, this is my favorite of all the Cavern of the Soul printings. This one currently is going for 48. The other versions, so when I just showed you all those, is around 75. So full arts of those.
So if you don't have it, this is a good time to buy it.
Yeah.
And then once you buy it, you can become a patron and get some proxies from Adam.
Yeah. I need to change the art because the art that I'm complaining about is this one right here. It's this art.
It's true.
In the full art, and I don't like it. It's not my favorite, but I use it for the proxies because this is what I made. I'll be doing a new one because I like this one better. But yeah, so I
don't know if I'd spec on it, but I definitely get it at this lower price.
But
if
I don't
you
think
have it.
I don't think you'd be wrong on specking on it though. That's the hard part is, hey, spend $50, but you can't buy many of them for $50. You're not going to buy 10 of them. You're going to drop $500 on these, and then
I would not spend $500 on this
and get
on
10?
this one card.
I mean, you'll probably profit, but fuck,
probably
you could buy $500 worth of secret layers and make more money than you would off of this. You know, a lot easier. But anyways, so if you're buying in for your collection, I think it's great. But other than that, I wouldn't do it. All right. Deserted.
Next one's going to be Deserted Temple. This is a land that you pay 1, tap it to untap target land. And it's a great card. This is its first reprint, I believe.
Yep, it is.
And
no foil printing before. Or wait, nope, no foil printing before this. So fun stuff. You know,
really
foil printing.
What's the other one?
Odyssey.
It's Odyssey, right? Odyssey has a foil.
Oh, does it? It doesn't show. It doesn't. Oh, yeah, you're maybe right. Hang on a second.
Is that the 354?
Yeah, it might be.
Pricing?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's
it's an expensive foil when you're getting there.
Let me just. I just want to double check before Deserted Temple.
Odyssey has foils.
Yeah, I just want to see where they're at because the one that was showing 300 was actually this set's foil version.
And so, that was this set's. So I don't know if I like this, if it's sitting at $6, get it. It's a really cool card. I haven't really played a lot because you're playing it with broken lands like Sarah's what's this nuts Cradle, Shrine of Nykthos. You're untapping crazy ass lands.
Oh, I
Or
need to
Cabal Coffers.
Okay, there we go.
So
Don't
this is
open Goldfish while you're recording because everything went delayed there.
yeah.
Like all of a sudden I was like, why? I'm looking at my screen and I like itched my eye, and then 3 seconds later I showed it on the screen. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So both versions. This in foil is 300 and Odyssey is 300.
I would assume that this the Lord of the Rings version is only in the sampler packs then.
No, it's
That
not.
would be my no, it's not.
It's a box topper.
Oh. All right. I'm just surprised it'd be that expensive.
Well, I'm going off of not TCG, Scryfall. So I'm not actually I'm not pulling up TCG right now. So that might not be actual pricing. But anyways, so yeah, this is yeah. Did you already say, because I was going through stuff like untapping your Gaia's Cradle and all that stuff? Like that's the kind of fun.
That's what I was talking about exactly when you phased out.
Yeah, I was just like, something is going on with our audio or video. Something's going on.
So it's a good card. Get it at 6 for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, get it at 6.
If you don't have it a part of your
spec
collection.
on it, I don't know if I'd spec on it, but because the question is how much are you playing it? I don't really play it, but it's a really cool card, and I highly suggest getting it.
But is it really going to hurt you? You know what I'm saying? $6 for a box topper, like that might actually be your best.
I'm saying get one or a few. It's colorless. It goes like, if you're like, oh, this could go here, here, and here, get it those 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I don't know if I'd spend $60 on it
For 10.
You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd get 10.
Right. It kind of also depends on how many decks are using it, but that also is it's old and all that stuff. But okay, next one is Gemstone Caverns. This one it's up there. It's at 41 at this point.
CEDH staple, I believe. Maybe not a staple, but it's
so we do have a more
there.
recent printing with the list using it. And it did get up to 70. So this has potential with this. Art is pretty sweet compared to the others. It's your first full art. Yep. First full art version. So you got a first full
$40 in.
Yeah.
Again, it's the in part that I'm like, ugh.
I know it's 40. It's 40.
Again, I don't, if you got some money and you don't have one, I'd get it at this. But if you've never thought about wanting this ever, I could skip this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is something I have 4 of, or had 4 of at least. I've never used it.
It's not in a single deck of mine.
It's not something necessary, I don't think.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Now we get into some this next part of our list. There's a lot of ones that we can kind of zoom through at this point, but we'll
yikesing.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Homeward Path.
Homeward Path is a land that gets you back everybody their stuff back that was stolen from them. So it's a great card if you're in an insurrection meta where everybody's stealing your shit and you just give it back to everybody and they can't really attack.
Actually, this one's not too bad. This one's not too bad though. Like for $8, that's where it's at.
That's why I wouldn't spec on it.
Because
I don't know.
Versions
it's
are
not
all
something
16 to 18. Like that's a double up,
But it's still not a card that I would. It's
right. It's not
if
something
you're worried about it,
right?
Then yes, you like it. But we're not in a meta that steals a lot. We don't steal a lot because it's rough for video.
But also specking wise, this is actually pretty decent when you compare it to the things that are out there. I mean, you have it in Commander products, so it's not like it's not being used. You have it Commander 2011, 13, 16, 17 as a judge gift, which that's the most expensive. This is the first full art. Not sure I get the Homeward Path with them drinking and stuff like that. Green Dragon Inn, but hey, that works.
It's squishy to me.
Yeah, I think it could be. I think it could be a double up though. I don't think it's bad.
Okay.
Hey, it's not $40. You're specking it at $8.
Right. I just won specking at 8.
All right. The next one has been
That's the next one.
proven to be a really expensive card, but is it still there?
Horizon Canopy. Being able to sacrifice your lands to draw you a card, it puts you. We have precedence with the first Modern Horizons. There's 5 of them that are off color versus this being green white. Those are sitting at 15-ish.
15 to 20. I'm almost sold out of those.
This has got up to 30 plus. This was a huge card for Boggles for a bit in Modern, and Bag End is cool. I like the art, just like the nostalgia, like the connection part with it. But Modern Horizon Canopy was reprinted with the Zendikar, and it never really recovered from that. So I don't think this is going to really recover either.
Yeah, I think.
But if you don't have it, get it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a much more than a 20. You know.
Yeah, and it looks like we can get it at like 9. Is that what I was seeing?
Yep, $9. Yep.
So I think it's at best it's a double up, but I don't see it getting above 15 really.
All right. The next one, it's not even a commander legal card, but let's
Right.
just talk about it. But it's Caracas, and you can get it for 11, and other formats it gets it up to 20 plus. So it is
It's an old legacy card, not really played there anymore either. So it's not going to recover.
Yeah.
I'd love a like a reprint of it, like a redo of Caracas, where you could like
return
because you can tap it, return target legendary creature to its owner's hand.
It'd be nice if it was your
would
own.
say
Your own legendary?
no.
'Cause that
I
would be
would
a little
say
bit of a
non-commander legends.
Oh,
Like
that
if
could
you
work.
said non-commander legendary creatures to their owner's hand, I'd be down for that.
What about like?
Because then you couldn't protect yours, you couldn't bounce theirs.
But it'd be
but
cool. Like
any other-
it's more of because you're bouncing theirs. It'd be cool if you were protecting
Right.
yours. I'd love
Well,
that.
they just kind of did one where you can bounce your creature, but you can only do it on your turn. So I'm assuming that's where they like that.
Hmm.
Because you got to like pay 2, tap it, bounce the creature or the commander on your turn.
We're
It's not even
talking.
other
We're
legends.
talking way too much about this
Right.
one. Let's move
All right,
on.
right. This is not. Don't spec on it. Don't spec on it.
Hey, this is one that I talked about not that long ago on was it?
And this has been a curated card as well.
Yeah. What-
Core Haven.
I don't remember
taps
why I
for
talked about this
colorless.
one,
You
but I
can
did.
You can prevent damage that target attacking creature this turn. It's a cool card. What is sitting around? It looks like 550.
Mhm.
I think that's well worth buying it in at, especially if you're playing mono white. You should have this card probably in a mono white deck.
Yeah, the foils of this are $40 plus at this point. It was in Zendikar Expeditions. So yeah, that one's
It's a cool card.
pretty
Definitely get yourself one, but I wouldn't spec on it either.
Yeah, but the
we're
moral of
getting
this
into
story is that you don't spec on any of the.
I don't spec on a lot of cards. Now, I would spec on this one. Minimo, if you're saying it's sitting at like, okay, it looks like $15 on the screen. The card's
yeah,
crazy.
I
It's
saw
a
it
crazy
at
good
TCG
card.
for 13. So yeah,
Yeah, School at Water's Edge. It taps for a blue. You pay a blue, tap it, untap target legendary permanent. The card's crazy.
best version of this card because you got this is your other version and that is the mystery booster. This was
That is a
spec-
foil.
Yep, it is a foil. This is the one that I spec'd on. We both spec'd on. I was able to sell these for at least like a quad, if not 5 times for what I bought them. I think I bought these for like $4 and I was selling them for $20-$25.
Right.
So this was a much better version.
I didn't actually spec on it, but it was the one that I was like, we should be specking on this, and I did not.
Yeah. So
but the card's crazy. Get you some. Get it at what it's at. It's so good.
Yeah.
Just yes.
All right. Mouth
of Ronan. It looks like you can get it for $1. I don't know if it's Ronan. There we go. That's fair.
Yeah,
Um,
Ronom. Yep.
It's an uncommon from Cold Snap. It is not played
Good. It is
anywhere.
not good. It is not good. This is bad.
anywhere. It's a snowland though, and that is relevant in about 2 decks.
We're moving on from this because it can go as
yeah,
high
don't-
as 5,
don't buy
but
it.
I don't think you really want to.
All right, next one is a Boro. What is it? Palace in the Clouds. Taps for a blue. You can pay 1, return it to its owner's hand. This card was a goddamn $40, $50, $60 card. It's fantastic in landfall decks. And because you can just tap itself and return it back to its hand, your hand. Buckleberry Ferry, great scene in the
Mhm.
movie. And this is down to what? $10-$15?
What do we have that at? Yeah, about $15.
Car's crazy.
Only one printing. And the one printing is a $55 card. So yeah, get it.
Get
Like
the-
if-
this and Minamo, School at Water's Edge are the ones that I would spec on, that I would be excited
Well,
about.
you have talked
And there
about
were
this in the
other
past
ones.
for not only it's really good. And did you already say this landfall decks? Did you already just say
Yes,
that?
I did.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I was getting a beer. I was refilling my beer here. I apologize.
That's all right.
I was pulling a
So,
Lowry old school
it's
days
good.
where you would
It's
say
good.
something. I would say something, then you would literally say the same thing right afterwards. Okay, so yep, that one's a very good one to go after. And then we have was it? No, we're on a Boro. We are on Pillars. Pillars. Go ahead. You just
It's
read them
dead.
because I'm writing them up.
It's Pillar of the Perunes. It taps for any color, but only for multicolored spells. It's not a good card. It spiked when a format called, I believe, Kaleidoscope was created on Magic Online. And it for some reason affected everywhere, and it never really was a thing. So they've reprinted enough. It's not a thing. Don't do it.
Nope. It's at $3. You don't really. I mean, if you want
Reflecting Pool
it, this is a good one.
is the next one.
Yep.
It tends to recover.
Yeah.
It was just reprinted a year ago in Commander Boulder's Gate, but it's a $10 card, and it tends to be a $10 card. And this being
No full art
Lord of the
until
Rings?
right now. Oh wait, nope. I lied. I wrote that wrong
Yeah.
on here.
Boulder's Gate,
Baldur's
had a
Gate.
version.
Yep, it didn't have a full art. So that is the second full art. That
Yeah.
one.
So this card, if you can get it in foil around 10, I'd be happy with that. I can see that going up.
All right. Shinka.
Shinka, it's not a good card.
What? First strike is amazing.
I don't know if it's amazing, but it's a land that you pay a red, tap it, legendary creature gains first strike until end of turn. This is its first reprinting, and
Well,
but
no,
it's $8.
it was on the list,
Oh, did it get a list printing? Okay.
but it wasn't foil.
Um,
So, and it also does not have a full art. So this is your first full art version of it.
So yeah, I don't know. It's again one that I've had for a really long time.
Good for you.
Have it in feather.
You
but
are.
it's just
can't.
kind of there.
You can't. Oh, good for you yourself. Like
Yes,
that.
I can.
That's not.
It's a fucking pat on the back, man.
No,
I can pat myself on the back.
That is. You're
Just doing
cheating.
it for you.
You're cheating.
I wouldn't spec on it. I don't even know if I would care to get it.
Yeah. I like it. It's Helm's Deep, man. You gotta have it. It's what? What is
If you
wrong
like
with
the art, for sure, go
What
get
is
it.
wrong with you? All right. These
All right.
last three are cards you can use in Commander, and they're very much used in
The
Commander.
Dead Marshes again.
Dead Marshes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, turning all lands into swamps. The Dead Marshes, the little dead ditties trying to pull in Frodo.
Dead Diddy.
Dead ditties. Yeah, no, it's gorgeous.
I wish Gollum
gorgeous
would have
in
told us
foil.
like, don't look at its eyes. There's dead ditties in the waters.
Dead titties. I mean, they're dead titties for sure.
Don't look at the nipples. Is that the eyes? The eyes or the
The eyes.
nipples?
Oh, Frodo, you've been around Sam for too long.
All right. So,
It's all right. Card's crazy.
Yeah, we're
at like
40.
what, $40?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get yourself one if you don't have one.
we had
It's
Ultimate,
always good to maybe wait a
So-
couple more weeks.
the Ultimate Masters version, which is the other full art that we had. The
Yeah.
box toppers there got up to 200. The foils, the non-foils, what did I say, 70-ish? So I think that's a good comparison for this one.
All right.
I like these better, actually. To be honest with you, I like the Dead Marshes because I think it fits really well with what Urborg is doing there. All right, let's get into some other hated.
Wasteland.
Yeah. People love this card, right?
Teenage. All right. Yeah. The card's good.
Shit.
It's been reprinted a couple times. It was a legacy staple. I don't know if it still is. But it beats up. It destroys non-basic
Cradles.
lands. Yeah, guys, cradles, stuff like that. Any of those flip cards that turn into lands. That's great there
It
too.
is 16, and you're like a good comparison is kind of the secret layer drop. I think this is a pretty cool version of it, but the secret layer is at 25. So
Okay.
I thought the secret layer would get a little bit higher than that, and it still might, but we get this printing here. So
Yeah.
16 to 25 isn't really that great of a. You're not doubling
Not a
up.
spec. Get yourself something though.
Yeah, it's a nice full art there. I love that it's you have Mount Doom in the background there, so it's a nice card.
That's a cool art.
And probably the one that you are probably going to want to spec on the most, right, Lowry? Is that what you're?
Hashtag Team Forest Walk. Yeah, Vamaya, Cradle of Growth. You have
They
basically the ants
keep-
marching in this. You got
keep killing
Treebeard.
this
He's
card.
a beast.
They keep killing this
Um,
card, man. This card's
I do,
never gonna.
yeah.
It's never gonna.
I don't know if I
mature.
spec on this one.
It's never
It's
gonna
fantastic. I
mature.
did get myself. I got myself a non-foil of it. I should
good
Good for
you.
you.
fine. Oh wow. Is the foil $99?
Oh,
I don't know if I want to buy a foil then.
shit. Maybe it might be. But the thing is, this is off of Scryfall, so I could pull. Well, I could do
Yeah.
TCG
Yeah,
really
yeah.
quick. TCG. Oh, that's the wrong TCG. I reset all my
I
stuff.
think you can just click on the link.
No, it was TCG player is what I got to type in. All right, there we go.
Ah.
I reset all my cookies on my web browser because my VRBO stuff wasn't working. They're like, blah, blah, blah. This is behind the scenes. So we got Yavimaya.
So, last one.
Yavimaya. I just wanted to see. Okay, so it's Fangorn Forest. Let's see where we're at with the actual full art. So we are at 12 and foil's only 20. So yeah,
20?
don't go off a Scryfall.
That's acceptable.
But look what I want to show you here. See, look at the quantities. 29 and 20. This should be
Not a
way higher. This is TCG. This is the biggest, like, everybody. This is where you see the most quantities. And this is so low. I don't get what's happening here. Like, are people just not opening stuff, or they're not listing stuff, or is everybody sitting on stuff? Like, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for prices to mature, but this should not be this after opening weekend. You're a week out of opening weekend. This should be in the hundreds, but whatever. Anyways, that was the last one.
That's it. That's
That was the
it.
last one.
All right.
Do we want to do staple verses, or do we want to save that for later because we are almost at 2 hours? It's up to you.
I think that was a full segment. I'm okay ending it. Let's do it.
Okay. Yeah, we can crown the champion and stuff when we get back. So you guys have more time to vote.
More time to vote.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. So this was probably our last Lord of the Rings episode. What, we've done 4 of them, I guess, at this point. Lord of the Rings.
We're
Lord of the
happy
Rings.
about it. Yeah. I again, I'll probably take about 2-3 weeks and I'll start buying some singles of stuff that I don't have.
Yeah.
But we're not going to necessarily talk about that at that point. So that's where I'm hoping. Like, I went out and I scratched the itch. I got the set booster box, and then I went and bought some singles. And then I'll see what I don't have after this that I want, and then pick up some singles, like I said, in about 3 weeks.
Yeah. And if you guys have some suggestions of things that you thought from the set, that you think that maybe we overlooked specking on, definitely put that in the comments. or shoot us a message and all that stuff. But put it in the comments. Go to YouTube if you're listening to this audio wise. Jump over to YouTube, throw it in the comments because we will see that and we'll respond and all that stuff. And it's good to bounce ideas back. Like that's one of the things that you've talked about and mentioned multiple times is specking. Part of specking is having somebody to bounce ideas off of. If you're just going off of your like, hey, this is what I think, you need somebody to counteract. Like, does that make sense? You need somebody to bounce these ideas off of. Otherwise,
ground you or just different opinions are good, different perspectives. And so if you think we're just full of shit here, that's fine. Just write it in the comments and all caps, all caps. If you disagree with us,
that's how we.
But if not, that's fine.
Yeah. So
all
right,
all
guys.
lowercase,
all lowercase,
if you agree.
If you agree with us, you're just adding work to things that people aren't going to follow anyway. All right, guys. You enjoy your holiday weekend if you're in the United States. If you're listening to us in Canada or anywhere else, you guys just have a great weekend and great week. Larry, you have a good vacation, and we will catch you guys next Friday live, Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
That should do it for this week. We'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Suck up.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bonkers for honkers.
I drank one from
love boobs.
Alex
Thanks
as well.
for the memories.
Reese and Desist
I
Stout.
love boobs.
It looks like what's that stupid movie? Pride and Prejudice writing on it.
Stupid movie.
Stupid
Wrench,
movie.
I said